Cool. Morning, everybody. How are we all doing? Thanks for joining us on this hot day. Sweaty. I'm so glad that this year they've gone for wristbands and sweatbands because we all need it. Thanks for coming to the talk. Just as a little preamble to this, I've written this and been through it a couple of times with people, so I'm hoping you guys get the value from it. Quick hands up, who of you are students looking to break into the industry? Who of you are from companies looking to probably take on juniors and what have you? You can go, it's fine, this is not for you. Awesome, okay, so just a quick about me. For those who know me, you already know who I am, but for those who don't, my name's Alex Martin. I am the Director of Cyber at Cyber Hogan. 20 plus years in the industry, providing primarily offensive security services, pen testing, red teaming, social engineering, all the good stuff, all the cool and funky stuff. I also run a consulting, a mentoring consulting service to students trying to get into the industry, to build up your confidence, get you prepared for the industry and help you get a job at the end of the day. So if anybody's looking for a mentor, please reach out. That's also available for any professionals that you know who are looking to move within the industry as well and looking for a new challenge. So, I do help senior professionals as well getting into that new position. And then I am also the lead lecturer at Correlation One. This is an organization that's working with Amazon, getting warehouse staff upskilled into cyber. I think the premise behind it is basically it's easier to recruit from internally than go out to a recruitment agency and pay the fees. So I'm helping train up and bring into the industry some new talent basically through that. Okay. This whole talk is about what employers are looking for and how literally in a bolt of lightning I've come up with a theory which, if employed, should solve the skills gap in essence, right? Which we all talk about. But what are employers looking for at the moment? And this is the start of the problem that we've got, right? This is the problem. This is what I've been thinking about, trying to find a solution for the last couple of years primarily. But what are employers looking for? Every advert you'll see out there for a role in cyber at the moment needs a degree and needs 3 years worth of experience. Okay? Set 3 years number just to pay attention to. Unlike an accounting degree, sorry, let me just go back one. Unlike an accounting degree, when you have finished an accountancy course and you've got your diploma or you've got your degree or whatever the case might be, you can go and do that job the very next day, jobs are good. But in cyber, you do the course to learn the subject matter, and then you go and work to learn how to actually do the job. So that's really difficult, because how do you get to learn the job if you can't get or how do you get the job if you haven't got the experience, because you need the experience to get the job? That's that circular problem that we've got. But what does a degree show an employee, for starters? Let's start there. Because the 3 years experience shows that you know what you're doing. But what does the degree show? Particularly in cyber, again, when I come back to sort of marrying this up with an accounting degree, for example, where you can go and do that day one after graduating, what does a cyber degree show an employee, an employer? Well, what it actually shows an employer is, one, you're interested in the subject matter, because you stuck to it for 3 years. For a bachelor's, an additional year for a master's if you have. So you've got staying power. Not only that, but you can also meet key milestones for delivering information, and you can produce a report at the end in the form of a dissertation. And when it comes to pen testing or any consultative work that you probably will do afterwards, there's always a report at the end. There's always a dissertation, right? So it shows, again, you have that staying power, you have that interest in the industry, and you wanting to do it, you want to get involved, So an employer is not looking for somebody who's going to, jump ship and jump jobs and jump roles every 2-3 months or whatever like that. If you stuck to this for 3 years, it's more than likely that you're probably going to stay at that company for 3 years, gain that experience, and therefore become a senior and move on. But you've got to get the job to start with, to get that experience, which comes back to that whole thing at the beginning of they're looking for a degree and the experience. Experience is the problem. There are other certifications, other paths, other ways of highlighting that you have the skills and experience. There was talks in the industry amongst professionals who, amongst the pen testers and whatever you like that about, is it a degree? Because just to say as well, the pen testers, they've got the jobs and whatever like that, but they're not the ones employing you guys. It's the businesses that are employing you guys. It's HR. It's the managers, the directors. It's not the pen testers. So they're on your team. They're on your side. They're trying to make it not easier for entry, but they're trying to think of a different way to get into the industry and portray your experience, right? And give the evidence of experience. So there are other ways. There are other certification paths that need to also be taken once you've sort of joined. And just to give you an example, there is CREST. Everybody's heard of that probably. Certified Registered Ethical Security Testers. There's the Czech certification path. Typically that's government-backed stuff, public sector. And OSCP. Most organizations, when you join with your degree as a junior, will be asking you probably to go for OSCP first, and then CREST after, and if they're dealing with the public sector and government agencies, you'll move on to Czech. But instead of a degree, a lot of the guys I was talking to over the last few years have been like, well, why don't we use Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, and Capture the Flag events as evidence towards your experience? If you've been doing this since you were 16 and you're in that top 1%, which I think they do give that scoring kind of in that way, why would an employer not employ you? Because you've quite clearly got the skill set. You've had a go at all the different boxes that they've got, all the different methodologies, you've played around with it. You're not a senior still because there's still real world scenarios that'll throw a curveball out of left field somewhere. But on the whole, you've got quite a plethora of experience here that can be gained through these additional platforms rather than just going for the degree. And if you've been playing around with this kind of stuff, you've got that actual tangible experience that the degree doesn't give you, because a lot of the degrees are talking about theoretical risk, data analysis. There's not pen testing. It's not, it's the security theory, not the actual hands-on, right? So there are additional things that you guys can do, which will give you a representation of the experience that you have and you're bringing to an employer. However, the real way of sort of getting into the employers, and this is theoretical at this point in time, but it makes sense and it's about to get tested. So bear with us on this one. Evidence of this will come out in the next couple of months. But the way to get involved is not to be that typical hacker, that we see in all the pictures and stuff like that from all the leaflets, hoodie on, mum's basement, all that kind of stuff. No, right? You have to assimilate. You have to join the group. A phraseology I'm running at the moment, a phrase I'm saying a lot at the moment is, if you want to be in the game, as in you want to be employed, you want to be in the, have an opportunity. If you want to be in the game, you've got to be on the board. You've got to be seen. You've got to be a player. Right? And the first starting point of that is social media. Nobody wants to do that. I understand. However, and I'm going to use the word personal brand. I know, same thing. Right? But you have to do it. If you want to be in the game, you've got to be on the board. People have got to see you. People have got to notice you. 9 out of 10 times, the path to opportunity to interview starts at CV, which goes out to a recruiter, or you push it out to a HR, or you push it out to a company, or you upload it to a site, whatever the case is. And I say this is kind of like a 3-course meal. That's the aperitif. That's the not even the starter. It's the little something to get your taste buds going, but it isn't filling. You know what I mean? Your LinkedIn should be the main course. And then when you go for the interview, that's dessert because nobody sells you better than you, right? As far as your LinkedIn profile goes, it should be as thorough and as full as possible. You need a professional picture. I say a professional picture. I don't mean like go out for a photo shoot and get, headshots and stuff. You know what I mean? Unless you're that way out. But something that looks semi-professional so people can see who you are. Don't have alcohol in the picture and drinks. I know. Don't be, don't be on the holiday scenes with your, shorts on and no top and all that kind of stuff or whatever, right? Be semi-professional, but friendly looking. Do you know what I mean? Okay. Also make sure that you have your top banner. Just come over here a sec. Make sure you have your top banner also with an image as well. For me, that is, it's the finger of God and Adam, Sistine Chapel stuff, right? But it's reaching out and touching and communicating with people, okay? Because I do the mentoring thing, all right? There, right? It's not that I want to touch people. It's, no. I can see the faces going, ooh. Oh, I'm sweaty. No. Okay, so make sure that you have that top image up there. This subheading byline piece is also very important. You have to include the security elements that you're interested in at that point, because whenever somebody does a search, sees down the side, you kind of have that who else you might be interested in connecting with kind of banner that comes up. That's the piece that comes up to start with that everybody sees. So if it's SOC, if it's pen testing, if it's security, if it's red teaming, phishing, whatever, make sure you have all of that in there. And then your about section. Your about section should be 3 paragraphs. Each paragraph about, and this is, if it's granny sucking eggs here that I'm teaching you guys, I do apologize, but, stick with it, right? But your about section should be 3 paragraphs, 3 or 4 sentences per paragraph. Don't make it just one long sentence that somebody's got to read because they won't. Who are you? As in, what's your background and stuff like that? What's your interest and what's your ambition? Those are your 3 paragraphs. Okay. Again, that, right? And also then putting the ring around your picture of I'm interested in, I'm looking for work, plays into the LinkedIn job recruiters algorithm. All right. That's your primary. Then for the rest of your LinkedIn, every job you've ever had. I don't care if you were cleaning the toilets at McDonald's, right? Interchangeable skills. Because that's like customer service in a way. You know what I mean? I don't know. You did the job that you were told to do, so you're compliant. I don't know. But every job, all your history ever. And it should match your CV. CV in summary, this in maximum detail. I used to have to go to B&M every week to get a new toilet brush. No, not that far. But you know what I'm saying, right? Detailed. And then, make sure I'm not jumping too far ahead. And then, also make sure you're posting regularly. Yeah. All of this looks good, but the algorithm loves content. Okay? And all this is doing is bringing you guys up as cream floating on the top of everyone else that's out there. Okay? The market is saturated right now. Cybersecurity is the hottest topic. Everybody's into it. Everybody's doing it because they understand that everybody needs it. And there's a lot in the marketplace at the moment, right? There's a lot of need for it. So everybody's doing it. University students are pumping out thousands a year into the industry, right? So to differentiate you guys here specifically today, seeing this is changing your whole perspective and it's raising you above that 1%, right? Hyper-competitiveness is the word I've used previously because it's that 1% at the top that you need to be within the 1% of that 1%. It's crazy, okay? But all of this work brings you to the top and then post and add content. If you like a post, share a comment. If you're sharing a comment, you might as well click share on my timeline and make the comment on your timeline, right? Don't comment in their post, comment it as you sharing it. Tag the individual back into it, because when you do, the algorithm goes, cool, well, I'm going to let them know that you've tagged them into their post that you've shared, which they'll like. And at that point, what it also does is it actually shows to their network as well in the algorithm. So you're all of a sudden getting maximum exposure rather than liking their post and commenting in their post. You're getting maximum exposure because your network is now seeing that you posted this fresh content, and all of their network is as well. So your notoriety, you're rising up. The algorithm is going to push you to more people by doing that. On average, you want to be posting probably as a minimum 3 times a week. As a minimum. Oh no, hard work, innit? Not really, right? It takes 30 seconds to put a post up. ChatGPT, right? I'm going to say ChatGPT, all right? Who cares, right? We're just adding content and we're trying to increase your network at this point in time and connect you to people and add the content which is going to float you to the top so that a recruiter goes, oh yeah, you're the kind of person because you're active. Yeah, let's get you in for an interview. That's all we're doing here. So ChatGPT, why not? Read it first, make sure it doesn't make no sense. You know what I mean? Read it first and then push it out. You can also use platforms like Buffer is another one, if you haven't heard of that. It's confused face, I like this, it's just interaction. Buffer is a platform that you can hook into LinkedIn and you can schedule posts. So you could spend an hour on a Sunday making 5 posts that you can schedule throughout the week, and you've got 1 a day for that week. You can post 3 times, and you could do, I don't know, what's it now, 12 posts, schedule them, 3 a week. It's a month's worth of posts. You know, spend a little bit of time on a Sunday night when you're hungover to hell. You ain't got a lot of time for yourself, but just buffer it. Have them preloaded, and then just let it go. But do that once a month, and what the algorithm will do is it will like it, it will share it, and it will bring your profile up to the top. But that's all been a preamble. Now we're going to go for the red pill. Okay. And I say this because literally I'm sitting there like for the last 2-3 years going, right, we've got this gap. We've got the skills gap problem. We've got the skills gap problem. How do we solve it? Well, we need more people in the industry so that skills gap for seniors that we don't have, which are being charged a fortune because they're like rocking horse poop. We need more juniors in to fill that gap in years to come. We've been talking about this for 5 years now, minimum, right? If we'd have started this program 5 years ago, we wouldn't have the problem now, right? But employers aren't going to change their mind. Recruiters aren't going to change their mind. So we have to do something differently so that you guys have the opportunity to get those interviews and they can't say no to the interviews. How do we do that? So let's believe, again, there is no spoon. It is you that bends. No, it's not. It is you that bends. But the industry is calling for you to have 3 years experience and a degree. And this is the problem. It's a problem. And I'm just going to say this. Problem in maths means that there's also a solution. The problem is the formula, you know, the sum. But there's always a solution. And that's what we're looking at here. Just to say as well, this is trying to reduce the barrier to entry, but even a no can be looked at as a positive because one will say it's, you know, silver linings on clouds, blah, 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 meant to be, rah, rah, rah. But somebody saying no to you, the question should be why. Is it the skill? Is it the skills that I don't have? Is it the experience? Is it that my profile's not right? Is it the way that I've approached the interview process or whatever the case might be? Okay, so even if somebody says no, take it as a learning opportunity. But this, okay, this is the magic. This is the special sauce here, right? Okay. And we've got a kind of employer in the room, so I've got to be very careful about how I put this because the questions are going to come out of it in a minute. But as university students, you're in for 3 years. Employers are looking for 3 years experience. But you're in a university for 3 years. How are you going to get the 3 years experience at university? Easy. Create your own consultancy. Create your own brand. Keep it simple. Let's not make it complicated. That's an M, and my surname's Martin. It's a fucking genius, right? I'm big like a silverback gorilla. It looks like a fucking gorilla, but it's an M. Ooh, genius. Okay? No, keep it simple. Okay? Also with this, just to say, it's a freelance thing. So you don't actually have to register it as a company on Companies House. So there's no cost for doing this. Okay? You can run freelance operations and you can invoice somebody if you do work for them and you can get paid for it as long as you declare it to HMRC. Because I'm not saying we're dodging tax by doing this. Okay? If there are entrepreneurial individuals who do start projects year one of university because they're so passionate about a subject matter. Okay? Some of the best technology we've got currently has probably been developed by some kid who's 16, 17, going to university for the first time and starts playing around with this kind of stuff, right? So in all reality, you guys could have your own consultancy and start a freelancing thing, okay? You don't have to start at day one at university. Most first-year students are just out getting on the piss, right? This is year two, but you can backdate it because by the time that you leave university and have got your degree, that's when people are going to be looking at you. So in year two, year three even, you could put this, a freelancing opportunity, a freelancing organization on your LinkedIn because nobody's seen it yet and backdate it. Okay? I've got to be careful at this point because we don't want to be doing anything that's not true. Okay? But you can add projects to your freelancing job, right? Which highlight the experience that you've got. And if you backdate this to the beginning of university, you've got 3 years of experience and a degree. Now, I'm going to add here that the projects can range from everything. And again, there's no university students that I have spoken to who haven't run a project of some kind, whether it's resetting their grandmother's PC or setting up a Discord server for somebody or creating a network somewhere or working for their uncle's company on placement, whatever, I don't care, right? There are projects that you guys will be doing, okay, over time. Resetting your grandmother's PC, that's customer support. That's IT support. At no point on here, unless you put in here project name resetting grandma's PC, right? At no point are they actually asking for evidence of who was it for? Who did you do that work for? How much did they pay you? If anybody asks how much they paid you, be like $1 million. Because it's none of their business. For starters, it's rude, right? You can add whatever projects you see fit that fit with the experience you require for the job. But don't lie. The moment you lie and you start in that role because you're the best, you've got so much experience, you've set up a SOC before and you've added all the nodes and the monitoring and alerting agents out to all the devices. You've done all that and you've managed it and there was a team of 20. Fuck me, you're brilliant. And you did that all during university. Day one, you're fired. Because they're going to go, yeah, do us a favor, just going to have a look at the SOC. You'll be like, where is it? I don't know. Fuck. Excuse my language. So don't lie, but do add the experience under the projects and your consultancy as a freelancer. Now, there is an argument that when you go to interview, somebody goes, this isn't real experience. Oh, really? I did reset that password. Give us your computer, I'll show you how I did it. Because it is experience. But it's not real world experience. Well, it was somebody else's PC that wasn't mine. Okay, but it's not industry experience. How many barriers do you want to put up here, mate? Because I can do the job. Now tell me I can't. So this should be giving you the opportunity to at least get into the interview stage. Because you have the 3 years experience that they're asking for. There's no barrier. You fill the criteria. The argument of whether it's industry experience stands, okay? And at that point, you've got to kind of go, no, it's not. I haven't worked in a SOC. I haven't worked as a pen tester, rah, rah, rah. But I've done these kind of things, so that's why I'm coming in as a junior and not as a senior. Makes sense? So again, I come back to, if you want to be in the game, you have to be on the board. You have to stand out. You have to be seen. You have to be different to a degree. Okay, same but different. Add content. Look at what's happening in the industry. Let's just take this weekend, or this week, for example. Woke up yesterday, Microsoft outage. Yeah, Azure's down. Half the planet's suffering, struggling. My sister lives in New Zealand. She can't get on her banking. I haven't asked if they got it sorted yet, but yesterday, wiped out, no banking in New Zealand. At all. Causes major problems. And then we also see CrowdStrike is blue screening all the PCs across the planet as well. Is it a massive leap to say that Microsoft Azure is using CrowdStrike? Maybe. Interesting content though, right? Interesting thought. Think about this kind of stuff that's happening in the industry and add that content yourself. Start thinking, living, breathing the industry that you want to get into and add that content on LinkedIn. Be insightful. Be controversial. Ask a question and have the industry go, oh yeah, this is what that is. Use ChatGPT, but read it first. Press the button. I pressed it with my little finger. Oh, there we go, screen. Green testing. Hey, I'm back. Oh, look at that. Technical support. Live and breathe it. Be controversial. Ask the questions. Don't be scared about making a mistake. Okay? You guys are new. You guys are juniors in this industry and stuff like that. Don't be worried about saying something that's a question, but not necessarily, or a question or a statement, but it's not 100% true. Okay? It's still coming through, right? Yeah. Okay. The industry, 98% of us are nice people, right? We are nice people. We are genuine, right? We'll hack the shit out of everybody else, but we're nice to each other, right? And you may get corrected, but it'll be in a nice, friendly way. That's not exactly how that works. This is it, and here's a few links for your education kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? It won't be that you're going to be blasted from a high altitude and obliterated. Not to be seen in the industry ever again. It's not like that. 9 out of 10 times as well, you guys are not high enough, different phraseology, but not high enough up the food chain to have that message spread too far for it to cause major detriment to your career in the future. Plus, LinkedIn's algorithm makes it disappear very quickly because there's all the rest of the content going in there. So don't worry about saying something that's stupid. There's no such thing as a stupid question as well. Ask the question, otherwise you are stupid. Ask the question. So likes, shares, posts, comments, and articles. Sometimes a post, when you start writing it, can start getting very long, and you think to yourself, this is not a post because nobody's going to read it. This is an article. Okay? So take it from there and stick it as an article instead, and then repost it as a post with this little short little comment thing at the top. Little, like, you know, come and read this. It's only like a minute long, whatever. But it's insightful. And then, so that's the social media side. And again, standing out, looking different from everybody else and whatever you like that. Do events. Network at events. Okay? So you've been seen online, you've added the content, the algorithm's pushing your details up, the recruiters out there are seeing you. But the people who are in the industry that can help you further, who are recruiting and all that kind of stuff, aren't necessarily seeing you because they're not necessarily looking at LinkedIn. They're too busy doing their day jobs 9 to 5. Go to networking events. Eventbrite. Go and have a look. Cyber. Local area. Right? There are loads. Loads for free as well. Right? The community's huge. We've got all sorts of events going on. B-Sides, Cybery in Leeds, SteelCon, DEF CON, Black Hat. All of them. All of them. Right? Network at events. Go to them. Start making friends in the industry. Meet your peers. Meet your future bosses. Because if you go to these events, people start networking with you, you get your phone out and you're like, yeah, connect with me on LinkedIn. And they look at your profile and go, oh yeah, you're interesting. Cool. Then they see you at the next event and the next, and you become friends. And at some point that person goes, we've just opened up a position. You're looking for a role, aren't you? And that's how you get a job. Okay? Outside of social media. It is who you know, not what you know, a lot of the time as well. So do network. Go to events. Best results can be found through networking with people because that personal touch, that one-to-one basis is extremely important. We lost a lot during the pandemic Because of that, we lost a lot. So, time to put your big boy girl pants on and get out there and start networking with people. And then lastly, is anybody from LinkedIn here? You put your hand up there like you were just, dude. There was a moment, I'm like, this is not for you. This is not for you. Out. That's how you get cancelled immediately. Fucking hell. Excuse the language. Make the machines work for you as well. Buffer. Okay? Buffer.co.uk or .com, one of the two. Buffer. Preload your articles, your posts and stuff like that. Let the machine do it for you so that you don't have to remember to do it. All you have to remember is one day a month I have to spend an hour doing it. Okay? Set a reminder on your phone for that. Additionally, there are other tools. And for anybody who would like to connect to me on LinkedIn who's not already, and if you are already connected to me, message me and I'll send you a link. There are automated tools for LinkedIn. Shh. It does contravene the LinkedIn. We're streaming live and I'm saying this. It does contravene the user agreement license. However, if I'm sending out messages to all my contacts, and it's the same message because I'm going to an event and I'm like, do you want to come? 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 Do you want to copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. It's the same message I'll be sending out to everybody. So why don't I automate that? Why has LinkedIn not allowed me to automate that already? Seriously, I want to send the same message to all my people, but I want to just change the first name. Because it's marketing, it's networking, it's all that kind of stuff. So there are tools that you can use that plugs into LinkedIn that allows you to do that. I would say as a student, at this point, all you're looking to do is connect to people. You don't even have to engage in a conversation, right? At the end of the 3 years, you will have a network that's of a certain value, virtually, which you could potentially dip back into and go, you know, we connected like 2 years ago. I'm now looking for a job, but then role's going. But those people that are in your network, in your local area, you've probably already networked with at events. So they've already seen you as well. Double bubble. But it's the connecting and the laborious manual thing that you want to get away from, so let's automate it. Let's use AI, machine learning, blah, 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 whatever, right? But let's try and make it easier for ourselves for that mundane task, but grow your network through doing it. So again, connect with me. If you're already connected with me, message me. I'll send you a link. Try and get off that topic because we're streaming live and I'm talking about breaking laws and whatever. You could take that QR code. I forgot to put that on there. Just to say as well, there has been a rather huge rise in malicious QR codes over this last year. That's safe, it's fine. We are at a security event, right? But yes, the tool is, does it work? Oh, damn, okay. Oh, okay. In that case, use that one. That connects you to me on LinkedIn, right? Yeah, that'll do as well. But that connects you to me on LinkedIn. Message me on there. Happy to talk outside of this as well. And again, I come back to the mentoring thing that I do as well. So if anybody needs some assistance, a review of the CV, a review of their LinkedIn profile, ideas of how to go to market, whatever you want, please, come and have a chat to me and network with me. Okay, it was 38 minutes, and usually I do it in 15, so I spun that one out all right. Got 20 minutes left at the end of this, and I'm open for questions.
Yeah. The searching on LinkedIn, how do you find the job? So I use Access. When I search that, it's really hard to find the roles. I'm open to work, but I can't find the work.
Okay, so searching for jobs on LinkedIn, use words around AppSec. Yeah. However, but that's what they're putting out there as the adverts. So there isn't any way of going just AppSec. Application security, I don't know, web app, not development, obviously, web app security, web pen testing. Search for those kind of words around in the job section. That's all I can suggest. Yeah. I mean, again, ChatGPT top 10 different words for AppSec. I don't know. It's an idea. I'm not on the board. I'm not getting paid. It's not sponsored by.
At the beginning, when we walked in, we were giving advice to juniors about, just leaving uni. We've left uni a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
The job adverts that you see these days is they want to be a junior,
Yep.
but have CISP. But you
Yeah.
can't have CISP
No.
until
No.
5 years worth of experience. So
Yeah.
how do you lie your way through that one?
So I tried to take my CISP certification a couple of years ago. No. The exam question that threw me was, out of the correct 4 answers below, which one's the most correct? Fuck you. Sorry, language. No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's not the.
You're seeing
So
that more and more in job adverts.
you are seeing that more and more because there's either two things. One, it's a fake ad. Seen lots of those around. People posting up ads saying we've got this role going, then you go for the interview or you get promoted into it or whatever like that, and they go, oh yes, we're only going to start interviewing in February next year. It's like, what the fuck? Why is it advertised now then? Or it's an individual that's got a recruitment agency involved, and the recruitment agency has gone, oh yes, for this kind of role you need to have a CISSP, or they've got doc text, just template text. So. Or ChatGPT's done it and they ain't read it. I keep saying, review your answers before putting it online. I would circumvent the recruitment agency and speak to them directly and ask them the question. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing stopping anybody from picking up that phone or sending an email to the individuals who are actually running that department and not circumventing the recruitment process, because you'd still have to go through the recruiter to get the job, but you can ask questions. Ask the questions. Why do you want CISSP? If it's a role you're passionate about and you want to get into and you think you could do it, but it's a junior role wanting CISSP, something's fundamentally wrong. But you've got to ask the questions. Is it not a junior role? Or is CISSP wrong? In which case, I can either argue the case for why I need to be on it or discount it and move on.
I'm currently not in the industry. I'm an engineer, so I've got a LinkedIn for that. Would it make sense to set up a new one, or just box the one I've already got?
Yeah, watch what you've got. Sticky plaster. The experience that you've got as an engineer translates. You just got to think about how it translates. Okay? Were you talking with clients? Were you talking? That's soft skills, right? Customer service, all that kind of stuff. It works. Being an engineer, putting stuff together, you know how the network works. You know how it all talks and how it all links together. From a red teaming perspective, that's amazing because then you can go, right, that type of organization is probably fixed together like this. Transferable skills. So no, don't start a new profile because you need all your history and you need all your prior posts and you need all of that. That's you. That's your online persona.
The problem is the network have already got things.
Start adding pen testers, use the tool to start building your cyber network as well. Because you're starting on this journey from fresh, you're moving skill set. So you're going to have to start building that network from scratch. But you might find that people that you're connected to with engineers are also connected to as a third hop, right? Or a second hop. So you could potentially leverage that to say, I'm connected to him and I'd love to connect to you because I'm looking to get into this industry. That's why I'm trying to do this. But what you'd have to do is go back to your profile, look at the content, the subheading, the about me section, all of that kind of stuff, and tweak it to be more into the cyber realm. Happy to do that with you as well, if you want to give me a shout. Come on, you're going to have a difficult one for me. Can't sit there silently. There's still plenty of time today.
Do you have any suggestion for already who are experienced in cybersecurity to have a better approach with LinkedIn? I know that all of this what you have mentioned is also applicable to us, but
Yeah.
Especially about the post, I'm always worried what I'm posting, if it's related to my work, will my employer be unhappy about it? So there is always a
Are you working for one of the big four?
no.
Are you working for a multinational? Okay. Check the T's and C's in their contract of employment. I have recently, and for me, the guarding is, it's my social media, it's my online persona, that's my profile. My employer cannot touch me for it. My opinions on there, and you should be able to caveat somewhere on your profile, my opinions are my own, right? That kind of caveat. But I have seen recently a couple of organizations starting to put into their contract of employment that your social media, because you post about the company you work for, is therefore an affiliate social media profile, which means to a degree they can put some caveats about what you post on there. So be careful about what's in your terms and conditions and contract. Go and have a review of that. If there's nothing in your contract, then don't post anything that's directly relatable to your organization. Talk about it in the whole. My company got done by CrowdStrike. No, don't do that.
Let's say if I have an experience of a certain tool which was purchased by my employer and the experience that I'm getting is because of my employer.
Yeah?
So if I'm adding any information about that tool on the LinkedIn profile, is it
So what?
okay to be posted?
So what? So other people will be doing the same thing. It's a tool, right? Commercially available, not written in-house bespoke.
But let's say if I have created a workaround and if I am posting about it, that I have created this workaround because this tool doesn't have this, but this may cause some other problems, like if there is some external entity
Yep.
which may take advantage of it.
Yep. I would probably liaise with the manufacturers of the tool somehow first to make sure that there isn't some weird license agreement thing where you've got a workaround that you're not allowed doing based upon the licensing model that your organization's got. That would be the caveat. Your workaround, they need to check and validate that it's not opening vulnerabilities that can be exploited by malicious threat actors. And at that point, if it's all good and everybody's hunky-dory with it, post it. There might be other people in the same industry as you that are having the same problem. So you've got a solution. But just make sure that you aren't opening yourself up to some kind of legal action. Got to be careful.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to add something regarding she asked about searching about the job. There is other two ways. One is following the hashtag. Another one is if you're looking for the particular company, some of the big company, if you look on the page, you see that I'm interested. Press that button. So if any job available, it appear in your page. And also, again, I emphasize to what Alex said, networking. All of my job I got, I never fill any application online. I got the job via LinkedIn. People.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
The events are good.
Events.
That's what I mean. Still just check you out. You know a lot of people around.
Yeah, I get about a bit, mate.
There is some sort of regulation rules. They posted on the ad, but I have received some message. Also, are you looking for a job? We open some job opportunity. So if the people knows you, if the people, as he mentioned, remember you,
Yep.
then reach you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't go around wearing Hawaiian shirts just because it's a fashion statement. No, people remember me for it. You see me coming, right? And can avoid me accordingly. Any other questions? Again, I come back to this is getting trialed as an approach. I genuinely think what we're doing here is we're creating a problem for employers. Because at this point in time, when you've got your 3 years experience, they go, but it's not industry experience. You go, yeah, but what's experience then? Oh, we want 5 years. Okay, well, now you're changing the goalposts again. And you're doing that not for our benefit and not for the industry's benefit, but for your own benefit, because you want somebody to start with you day one that you can sell off because they're a cost center to you. That's not building security in the right way.
Often includes though, because I say a lot of people find it hard to find people for jobs. And then they
It should do. It should do. But this is for junior roles, don't forget. Right?
The junior roles are the ones that, if this company's smart, they want to fill in those gaps first.
Yeah. But a lot of companies though want seniors, and that's why they put that 3-year caveat in there, because they want you to start with the job and test, not be brought in and ramped up, because there's a cost center to them that you will form. This is making that problem worse for them, because then they're going to have to go, well, we want 5 years, and then everybody will just go, "Eh." Right? So it's being tested. It's not proven yet, but I genuinely feel like this is the best route to market, aside from changing the degree curriculums at universities to make it more practical bound, which you can't do because it takes 5 years to ratify the curriculum and then publish it. And by that point, we've all moved on. Any other questions? So we're running out of time, I think. 10 minutes. Yeah. Any more questions? Cool. Well, I'm going to say thank you very much, everybody, for being here and being at the talk. Please do connect with me. Please do chat with me on LinkedIn. Happy to help anybody who wants it. Ask the advice. I'm here for you guys.